I'd like to welcome everybody that is in attendance this morning. My name is Stephen Downs. I'm the Public Information Officer for the City of Orem. We've called a press conference today to announce a reward that the City of Orem and the community will be putting together. We're going to start today with a brief overview of what the city has been doing for the last week since the second of the two arsons that have happened in our community. I'm going to turn the time over to Battalion Chief Ryan Peterson to address that.
Good morning. Just an update on the prevention efforts. The fire department, in conjunction with law enforcement, we have continued and we do continue our prevention efforts to prevent any additional loss of property or life. That includes extra patrols with law enforcement. We also have our fire operations personnel conducting regular patrols in the evening of the target hazards or construction sites throughout the city. We've also met with the contractors and developers that currently have projects under development in the city. We met with them earlier this week, provided many recommendations for them that they can assist with our prevention efforts. And the message that we gave out on Monday and that we continue to put out is that our prevention efforts, in order to be successful, will be a global effort. It's going to take the cooperation of the fire department, law enforcement, our developers, our contractors, and especially the citizens and the public. We ask the public to be very vigilant in recognition of suspicious activity or persons that aren't normally in their area. So again, it's going to take a global effort for our prevention efforts to be successful. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Mayor Richard Brunst.
I'm Richard Brunst, the Mayor of Orem, and I would like to make a statement with regards to what has occurred within our city. As was mentioned earlier by Battalion Chief Peterson, we are doing all that we can with the contractors, the businesses, and the individuals to ensure that this act does not happen again in our community. As a city, we believe that someone knows who committed these awful crimes. We are asking you to come forward with information that will lead to the arrest of the individual or individuals responsible. As the City Council and the development community, we are offering a $12,500 reward for information that will lead to the arrest of the culprit or culprits. We have here a check. We have the Realtors Association as part of this and the City Council as part of this, and we appreciate the community has come together to offer this reward. It is events like this that bring us together as a community for a common purpose. Although many of us have differences in opinion, I am confident in saying that none of us will tolerate this type of behavior in the wonderful city of Orem. So far, the damage, albeit great, has only been to property. We need to stop these acts before the damage becomes human life. Thank you.
We do have time for some questions until about 11:25. At that point, questions can continue, but we'll have to step into the rotunda. So I'll turn the time over to you for any questions.
So if people call in, can they remain anonymous?
Absolutely. We've actually set up, we have a task force, and I'm Chief Giles with the Police Department, by the way, sorry about that. We do have a task force that's been assembled. We have local, we are working with state entities as well as some federal entities as well. They can call, the number that we would request that they call is 801-229-7324, I'm sorry, 7321. Is the number that we would request that they actually call. They can call our dispatch if necessary, but we do have that line set up for tips, and they can remain anonymous. If they want to give that information, however, we do have to have a way to get back in touch with them, and that's the hard part. We can keep them anonymous from necessarily getting that out, but we do have to have a way of recontacting that individual.
In your experience, when there's something like this, is there a friend or somebody who knows who it is, they just need to step forward and give up who this is? And
that's hard to say. It depends on the situation, but a lot of times it is. And eventually everything comes down to somebody else is going to find out. Somebody's going to know. Somebody's going to suspect someone. And that's what it's going to come down to, is somebody stepping forward and saying, I have information that I think may help you. And if they give us that information, we can find this person or these people.
How hard is it to find somebody like this? All the evidence is pretty much burned. I mean, how difficult are these investigations?
Well, and all the evidence isn't burned. There is still a lot of evidence that we have and that we're able to work with, and I can't really divulge what evidence we have at this point. But it isn't all burned up, and even the burned evidence is evidence. still. And so we do have a lot of evidence that we still deal with. We have items that we've sent off to crime labs. So there is still some evidence that we can gather that hasn't been burned up, in essence, as you said. So we do have a lot of things to work with. It takes time sometimes to get things back from crime labs and different labs, but we do have a lot of evidence that we can work with.
Compare this guy to other people who have done similar crimes. Does he seem like he's covering his tracks a lot better, or does he seem like he's just smarter at this than, say, other people have?
And I wouldn't say that at all. You know, it's hard to say. We've had 2 incidences in our city that we feel are arson. We're making some assumptions as far as the related, how they're related, but again, they're 2 incidences. We do have evidence that we're looking at, and so it's hard to say and make those assumptions. They will be caught. I'm confident to say that at some point. We will catch them. We're working very hard on all the leads and following up on all the things that come, the information that comes to us, and they will be caught.
This kind of MO with the distraction fires beforehand, I've covered both of these fires, and the one at the gas station down the street from the first initial fire, and then the one with patrol car at the second one. Is that what's making or leading you to believe that they are related?
They both had very similar. They were both very similar in nature, and so that's why it does look like they were probably related.
What about the ones in Provo? I understand you guys aren't calling them connected. Is there a reason why you aren't?
Right now, we've been working very closely with Provo, and I can't really divulge the information that we have, but we are not treating them as if they're related. We're investigating them as separate and individual incidences.
Since your meeting on Monday with contractors, have you noticed that they have started being proactive around their areas?
I personally have noticed several of them. I don't know if others want to comment on to that.
We've received very positive feedback from the developers and the contractors throughout the city. They were very grateful for the efforts collectively that we put in place, the recommendations. Multiple development sites have implemented a lot of the strategies that we provided them. So we feel that it has been received well and being implemented, and again, that will lead and be a portion of our successful prevention efforts.
Are there any cameras at any of these sites in case they do head there that you'll have someone on camera and on tape?
And you know, that's really not something that we can discuss or divulge right now. Some private property may have installed cameras. We don't know at this point which properties do and which don't. I would hope that they do. That'd be great to have some evidence on camera. Right now, we are looking at a lot of evidence, as we said, and I can't really divulge what we have.
Do you feel like this person's going after new builds just because it's empty and it's something to go after? Are they against construction in the city? Do they just like to see things on fire? Any idea?
I wish we knew that. I wish we knew that.
Where did the money come from?
I'll turn that over to the mayor.
We as the city council voted to donate part of the money from our general fund, and then we've had local contractors and realtors help. We want to thank Stephanie Summers from the Realtors Association for participating, but it's a combined effort in the community. And we feel that the reward will help bring out the person that is responsible for this.
You guys believe that the same people are behind at least 2 cases? Any reason to believe they're behind any more? Or are there any other cases that you think might also be involved in Orem?
That right now we're looking into, but that's not something we can really necessarily. That's just a conclusion that we would be able to be coming to, and so we're not going to make those assumptions.
Were both of these apartment complex low-income housing at all? Do we know that?
No, just the opposite. Both of these are beautiful new complexes. They're Class A residential apartments, and they're going to be a great asset to our community. So, no, they are not low-income housing. Any other questions?
Can we do some one-on-ones?
Yes, we can do some one-on-ones right out there in the rotunda. If no other questions, then thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it.